I listen up, man, because I'm about to keep it a buck with y'all like a goddamn dollar store up in this bitch. You read the title, right? Survival, sex, and status will never satisfy your soul. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. Staying stuck within the cycle of striving simply for survival, sex, and status all your motherfucking life will never truly satisfy your soul. And you might be wondering, okay, man, what the hell does that even mean, bro? I thought all my life I've been striving for success, but now you out here telling me that all I've been striving for is survival, sex, and status, and that this ain't gonna satisfy my soul. Well, what is gonna satisfy my soul? How do I find it? What should I do? Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded, because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, what you must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that you, me, and everybody that you see have been programmed to live in our animalistic planes of consciousness from the moment we were born. Yes, sir. Let that marinate into your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche, my guy. You, me, and everybody that you see have been programmed from the moment we were born to live and operate and stay stuck within our animalistic planes of consciousness. You see, right now in the human realm, in the human incarnation that you are experiencing right now, you have different aspects, different planes of consciousness to access in order to navigate this world that we call life. Dependent on what plane of consciousness that you're on, depending on what plane of consciousness that you're operating under, your view of reality will shift. Your aims, your focuses, your goals, what you're striving for will shift. You see, in the human realm, not only do you have the primal states of consciousness that allow you to operate in your animalistic states, which are not evil, which are not bad, but you also have the higher subtle and spiritual states of consciousness that allow you to operate within the higher planes of consciousness that tap you more into the spiritual realm of reality and the spiritual aspects of yourself. You, me, and everybody that you see, again, has been programmed to operate only on the animalistic planes of consciousness. And when you take a good look at what people are striving for in today's society, I don't care what part of the world that you're at watching this video, take a good hard look at what most people are striving for. Where is their energy going? Where is their attention going? Where is their overall prana and consciousness going? It's going towards the pursuits that will satisfy the needs of survival, sex, and status. It might be packaged in a different way. It might look differently. It might not be as brash as me saying survival, sex, and status, but take a good hard look at what's there. I mean, when we talk about the animalistic states of consciousness, if you want to study the animal kingdom, that is a clear example of what these planes of consciousness are all about. What does every single organism, every single living being from the cells of your fucking body, what is the main goal? The first thing on their mind, on their consciousness, is to survive. If they can reach survival to certain degrees, the next thing that's on their mind is to reproduce, to pass on their offspring. If they can hit that point, then it's all about achieving more sensual pleasure and, most importantly, achieving status, dominating whatever animal kingdom that they're a part of, dominating the species, having their material existence dominate. You see, the same fucking thing is going on in the human realm, in the human species, but it just looks differently. It's not as outright in front of you. What are most people focused on? The first plane of consciousness: money, survival. Right now, we're not hunting like we were back in the day. Right now, we're not trying to save ourselves from saber-toothed tigers. like back in the day. Right now, we are working, hunting for some bread. And I'm not talking about regular bread. I'm talking about that moolah, that cheddar. Not no cheddar cheese, but I'm talking about them dollar bills. You're working for that. You're putting energy towards that. So what you can do with that? Survive. Buy food. Have water. Have shelter. Have all the things that you need to preserve this material form. That is the first thing that you're focused on in life. Everybody. Everybody's focused on that. If you're able to get that settled down, where does your mind go next? Just like the animals. Reproduction. Reproduction and sensual pleasures. They kind of go hand in hand with each other. So when I say survival, sex, and status, I'm talking about survival, sensuality, not just sexuality and status. But sexuality is the first trigger that is basically pulled when it comes to this plane of consciousness. That's the second mechanism of your mind where it's striving towards. Sensuality and sexuality. To, again, pass on your genetics, reproduce, make more offspring, so this form, this physical form, if you die, can still live on in the world. That's what reproduction is on a consciousness level. It is allowing you to preserve your ego, preserve your material body, preserve your genetic makeup, your DNA, motherfucker. You give it on so it continues to live. That is your physical form. And if you get that settled, where's the next thing that your mind goes? Status. How can I dominate this material existence? Oh, well, I need more cars, more clothes, more hoes, bigger houses. All these different types of things that you see in today's world, in the consumeristic societies that we live in. The more that you get, the bigger that you are, the badder that you are, the more influence that you have, the more power that you have. That is the status realm. This is what most people, again, are operating under, just like fucking animals. Am I saying these states are bad? Absolutely not. Am I saying survival is bad? Absolutely not. Am I saying sex is bad? Absolutely not. Am I saying status is bad? Absolutely not. But when you have the blessing of incarnating here on life in the human realm, and you are not using this incarnation to its fullest extent, to at least try to achieve spiritual liberation, you're wasting your fucking time, and you're wasting your ancestral lineage's time. You didn't come here just to survive, have sex, and achieve status like society wants you to do. I promise you, if that's all you were brought here to do, if that was your destiny, if that was your duty, if that was your dharma. Dharma is an ancient Aryan term that means destiny. That is what is most natural to you. That is what you are destined to do, what you've been designed by the motherfucking divine to do. You would have came here as an animal if that's all the checkpoints that you had to mark off. Survival, boom. Sex, boom. Status, boom. If that's all you were meant to do, you would have came here as an animal, because that's where all your focus would be on. But you have different planes of consciousness that are dormant within you right now, that allow you to understand on a deeper essence of who you are beyond just this material form. The animal kingdom and the animal planes of consciousness don't have that ability, but you do. And you're here right now in this human form, using the body, using the brain to operate within this life. Your consciousness is within this vessel, and you are, see, dinging the bell, he knows I'm right. And you are essentially downplaying its potential by staying stuck within the system of survival, sex, and status. Because you didn't just come here for that. You came here for something deeper than that. This incarnation might not be the one that you finally understand what that is, but it could be the incarnation that you finally start walking on the path and allows you to start to break free from this systematic cycle of samsara, aka the wheel of reincarnation, aka the matrix that keeps your mind stuck to the material world. You're not meant to be stuck in the material world. The material world is not bad. It's not something that you need to escape, but there is a system that keeps you bound to it, keeps you bound to your animalistic planes by keeping your consciousness bound to karmas. And when I say karmas, motherfucker, I'm not just talking about you do good things will happen to you. You do bad things will happen to you. I'm talking about the compulsive ties that you have to survival, sex, and status. You've been trained. Just like a dog is domesticated, you have been domesticated, but not out of your primal instincts. You've been domesticated out of your spiritual, intuitive capabilities. You've been degenerated, spiritually speaking. Your consciousness is stuck only thinking about survival, sex, and status. And again, it sounds harsh, it sounds brash when I say that, but take a good look at the people around you. What do they focus on? It looks different. Oh, I'm focused on my job. What does that mean? Survival, motherfucker. Oh, I'm worried about getting this nice house so I can get a mate. What does that mean? Sex, motherfucker. Oh, I'm worried about getting these cars, these clothes, because I want to look successful. What does that mean, motherfucker? Status. It's the same rules. It just looks different. Just like this animal looks different, the way it survives and the way it approaches its mate and the way it achieves status, so too does the human realm look different in the way it operates. But if you look at it on the core essence, if you take off all the layers, the costumes, at the core of all of these pursuits is what I've been saying, what those planes of consciousness are geared towards: survival, preserving the ego, pleasing the ego, and then pumping up the ego, expanding it. And when I say the ego, I'm talking about the material form, because we are born into a state where we believe that that's all that we are, that this is the main thing, that this is tangible. We can feel pain, so we must be the body. I can think, so I must be the brain. You can't see the spirit. You can't taste the spirit. It's not directly tangible to your five physical senses, and that's why you're so disconnected from it. The more your consciousness is connecting to the material, to the five physical senses, and it cannot see anything beyond that, the more that you fall further and further away from your spiritual senses, from your spiritual states, from your sixth sense, and the higher chakras, the higher planes of consciousness, which is the things, the areas of life, the areas of yourself that the world doesn't want you to access. Why? Because once you start to access that, you start to think for yourself. You start to pause on reality. You start to take control of your senses, and you're no longer a slave to that cycle of survival, sex, and status. You realize there's something deeper to this life than just chasing this hamster wheel of hedonism. You start to realize that there is something beyond the script that society has injected into your psyche. That there's something else to this existence aside from what you've been sold and told from the moment you've been born, motherfucker. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That's why they don't want you to access these planes. Because guess what resides in these planes? Spiritual knowledge. The understanding, better yet, the understanding of who you are beyond just this brain and body, beyond this physical form, beyond the flesh and bones, as well as the understanding and understanding of what you were really brought here to do, aside from just stimulating your senses, aside from just what? Survival, sex, and status. Because it don't matter how much survival you get, how much status you get, how much sex that you get, you will never truly satisfy your soul walking this path. An animal, that would be satisfying its dharma, its destiny, its duty. I'm telling you, if that was all you were brought here to do, you would have came here as an animal. That's why you can have all the money, cars, clothes, and hoes in the world, all the status, all the sex, all the survival, yet still feel empty. Because that is not what truly nourishes your soul. Your soul is starving. Your soul is malnourished, and you're trying to feed it things that it can't eat. It simply can't eat that. It cannot be satisfied by these material things of survival, sex, and status, because your soul has been sent on a mission. Sent on a mission. And that mission is its dharma. And your dharma, it doesn't have to be something grandiose. It doesn't have to be becoming a spiritual leader. It doesn't have to be becoming, the next great big thing in the world. It's just to live naturally to your essence, to your nature, to realize yourself. But in order for you to realize yourself, you must detach from this false sense of self that society wants to keep you stuck under. Society has made you believe that all you are is just this brain and body. And if you believe that all you are is just this brain and body, all you're going to be trying to pursue is what stimulates and satisfies the brain and body. But there's billionaires out there that self-delete themselves. Why? They got everything in the material world. They got everything to satisfy their brain and body. They are not living in alignment to what truly satisfies their soul. Your soul, your spirit is starving. And the only type of food that it can eat is not dopamine. It's not dopamine. It's divine nectar. And divine nectar is not a drink you can find in the fucking store. Not a drink you can find in the gas station. You ain't gonna find this on Amazon, motherfucker. This is a state of consciousness that is accessed when you live in alignment to what is called your dharma, your destiny, your duty. This is what you've been striving for your entire life. This is what you've been looking for. If you're a motherfucker that has always questioned reality, what you've really been questioning is not what is this life about. You've been questioning, what is my dharma? What am I here to do? What is all of this? What is my destiny? What is my duty? What is life? Life is not something that is scripted and it is one way, is universal for everybody. But the world wants to make it seem like that. If you hit these metrics, you'll have a successful life. School, house, wife, job, kids, retire, die, all that shit. Hit these metrics, you'll be successful. Why? Because these metrics satisfy the needs, the cravings for survival, sex, and status. And the more your consciousness is stuck there, the more it's going to need it. But the more it needs it, the more it chases it, the more it depends on it, and the more it becomes a slave to it. And inevitably, the more that it chases it, the hungrier it gets. If I put you through a hard-ass workout right now, hard workout, you're going to need nourishment. But I gave you a bag of Doritos. You eat the whole bag of Doritos, and you're still hungry. You eat another bag of Doritos. You're still hungry. Another bag of Doritos. Why? You're eating food, right? You're stimulating your senses, the stomach, right? But there's no nourishment in it. There's no true, nutrients in it. It's empty. Just like this compulsive pull towards survival, sex, and status. I'm not saying survival is empty, status is empty, and sex is empty, all of it, but when it's compulsive. And when I say compulsive, I am meaning when you are not in control of it. You're just naturally pulled to it. You're not choosing to have sex. You're not choosing to go work and survive. You're not choosing to go pursue status. You are programmed to do it. Like an automaton, like a robot. It's not out of your own doing. It's not out of your own dharma. It's out of whatever the pull of society is doing. It's the puppet strings that they have over your consciousness. Oh, survival. Oh, sex. Oh, status. You're motherfucking doing breakdancing moves. Like a clown, like a jester for the matrix, for the Maya, for the illusion. And you believe that, oh man, I'm going to be so happy after doing this. You're chasing something, thinking that you'll finally be happy, but that chase just continues and continues and continues. Imagine again, you have the analogy of like someone riding a horse or riding a donkey, and he's got the fishing pole with the carrot in front of it. The donkey or horse is just walking towards it, thinking that it'll get it and it'll be happy, but it never reaches happiness. It never reaches a carrot. Even though it's striving, even though it's putting energy, work, effort, prana, all the focus towards getting it, it never gets it. The world has dangled that carrot right in front of you, thinking that survival, sex, and status is what will truly bring you satisfaction and success in life, and you've been fooled, bamboozled into believing that it's true. And you might be progressing on this path for your entire life until you're on your deathbed and realize, fuck bro, I wasted this entire incarnation on spiritual degeneration. And now I gotta pay the price because my next reincarnation might not be as good as this one. Maybe the karmas I accumulated in this lifetime makes me more of a slave, more addicted to my senses on the next go around within the cycle and the spin of samsara. That is the real matrix. This system is a real matrix. Not what fucking you hear these self-improvement guys talk about. This is the real spiritual matrix. It's not, you know, the Illuminati. It's not this, it's not that. No, it is karmas. It is compulsions. It is consciousness. And it is the key to break you out of this matrix is to dissolve your karmas so you can discover your dharma. Your dharma is what you've been destined to do. That is your key. That is the solution. That is the medicine. That is the food that will nourish your soul and allow you to be satisfied. Because you see, the brain and body were never meant to be the ones calling the shots. You see, your brain and body are basically like parts of a car. Your body is obviously the vehicle, the actual car itself. Your mind is a steering wheel. But should the steering wheel and the car drive itself, or should somebody operate the vehicle? Well, who's operating your vehicle? Who's operating this body? Who's operating your brain? Ask yourself that. It's not you. It's most definitely not you, motherfucker. It's the programming of what society has told you to do. You think you're driving your car, but you're getting all the information from what society tells you. You're driving the car, but the GPS is telling you somewhere that you didn't even choose to go. So you end up in a destination that you never wanted to go. Imagine you take a road trip and you listen to this GPS system and you end up in a state that you never wanted to go to, in a country you never wanted to go. But you're sold and told, oh, no, this is what you want. This is what's gonna make you successful. This is what's gonna make you happy. And you blindly follow it. You blindly follow it and you get there and you finally realize, yo, man, this ain't enough. So you're trying to get more to distract yourself from the fact that you are misaligned to your dharma. All your compulsions, all your desires, all these different types of things are stemming from the fact that you are misaligned from your dharma, from your destiny. A fish that is pulled out of water, don't matter how much you train it to enjoy dopamine, how much survival you give it, sex you give it, status you give it, all the dopamine it can get, it's still going to be yearning for that water. It don't matter how much you please it. It still wants its purpose, which is to be a fish and swim in the water. You take a bird that's flying in the sky and you put it in a cage. You give it all the treats. You give it all the entertainment it wants. You give every pleasure it can imagine. It's still gonna feel empty and it's still gonna feel misaligned because it needs its dharma. It needs to fly in the motherfucking sky, and you too have a role to play within this cosmic symphony that we call life, that nobody else can replace. That is truly gonna bring you fulfillment. That is actually gonna satisfy your soul. This is what the spiritual path is all about discovering. What is your dharma? Any other spiritual path that is not in line with dharma is not spiritual. It is a cult and it is dogmatic. I don't care what religion you're from. I don't care what tradition you study. I don't care what philosophy that you have. Dharma is eternal. Of course, this is an Aryan tradition and an Aryan word, but Dharma is universal. Dharma literally means the natural, eternal way, the way life is meant to operate. Life has a Dharma, you have your own Dharma. You are the microcosm of the macrocosm, as above, so below. Just like how the sun and all the planets orbit in a specific system, in a specific rhythm, so too does your life orbit in a specific manner to make it aligned, to make it natural, to have that rhythm of life. You're out of rhythm, you're out of key, you're out of note with your life because you have been sold and told to believe that this path is your path. Society tells you this, religion tells you that, your friends are doing this, the social media is telling you to do that, your family is telling you to do that. You don't know what you truly want, you're just trying to fit in with the crowd. Some of you guys, survival, sex, and status will be enough when it comes to, living a quote-unquote successful life. I know that I said you were brought here for more than that, but some of you guys, some people out there, when they realize that maybe the simple life is what I want, then go for it, by all means. Survival, sex, and status is all you want. But they are choosing it at that point. They realizing that is their dharma. To be compulsively attached to survival, sex, and status is what I'm talking about, where there is no other option. This is the one route to success. That's when you're a slave, because an animal only has one option. A human can have plenty of options, but still take that option that they had before. That's beautiful. That's totally fine. But for others, once you realize that there are other options, you will be naturally pulled to one of those planes, to one of those paths. And that is your dharma. That is what's natural to you. That is what is your destiny. Just like how a bird is pulled to want to go fly naturally, and just how a fish is pulled to naturally go swim in the water. We don't have to force your dharma. We don't have to force your destiny. But we are all forcing ourselves to follow this specific path of survival, sex, and status. And what society tells us is the pathway to living a successful life. We're forcing ourselves. Some of you guys feel completely unnatural following the script, yet you still go against the nature of your essence, telling you that this is unnatural in order to fit in with society. How do I know that you're going against your own internal nature? Is because depression, anxiety, and all these mental disorders are literally signs and signals from yourself, from your spirit, telling you this is the wrong path. If you're depressed in your job, in your situation, in whatever path of life that you're doing, that is not a chemical misbalance. That is a dharmic state of misalignment, where your soul is literally screaming to you, trying to wake you up. Hey, bro, this ain't for you. But what do most people do in today's society, in the modern day world? Buy some pills, drink more alcohol, take more drugs, have more sex to drown out that depression because it's uncomfortable. But they never solve the root of why that depression comes about. They go to these doctors and say, oh man, you need this medicine, that medicine. That just numbs the depression. That just numbs the pain. The reason why you have pain physically is your body telling you that you need to do something about this. If I put my hand on a fucking hot stove and it didn't burn, imagine that. If I'd have felt no pain, I would just have my whole fucking arm toasted up into crisp like some fucking French fries. All my fingers turning into French fries. Deep fried. Cooked on both sides. That's a bar, write it down, motherfucker. That same analogy can be applied to the other senses, the other pain that you feel, not just physical pain, emotional pain. What is the seat of emotions? It's your psyche. What is the psyche? The psyche is the plane between the spirit and the mind. Just like how the physical world has a mechanism where you feel pain and it sends that signal up to your mind, so too does the spiritual send signals to your mind. It is a receiver on both ends. And that depression that you feel, that mental health problems that you feel, is signs and signals telling you to get your hand off the stove, but in this case, get your life out of this path. But again, what do? You numb it. You dumb yourself down. You believe that everyone's supposed to be depressed. You believe that everyone's just naturally anxious. What the fuck? You put an animal that's meant to be in the jungle in the zoo, it's gonna get depression. It's gonna get anxiety. You see a lion out in the fucking forest or in the jungle, in the savannah desert, Sahara desert, whatever the fuck it is. You think they're depressed? No, they might be struggling for survival, sex, and status, but they're not depressed because that's what they're meant to do. Even though they might be struggling in life, they would rather struggle doing what they're meant to do than it is to actually be comfortable and succeed in something that is against their nature. There's an amazing quote from the Bhagavad Gita that fully exemplifies this point right here. If you guys have not read the Bhagavad Gita yet, man, you are missing out. That is one of the most beautiful books that you'll ever read in your entire life. If you're a true spiritual aspirant, I would honestly recommend you, out of all the books I've ever read in my life, to read the Bhagavad Gita. And within this book, Krishna tells Arjuna, the main character of the story, who is a warrior, who does not want to go to war because he's about to fight his own family. He's in a struggle and a moral dilemma of should I fight, should I not fight? Him not fighting would be succeeding in society's eyes. Oh man, he's so righteous, he's so humble, he's not fighting against his own family, even though he's a warrior. But pulling him out of that war, pulling him out of the battlefield, is him abandoning his destiny, his duty, his dharma. Even though it's going to be a struggle to go kill your family, it is better for you to struggle pursuing your own dharma, fail doing your own dharma than it is to follow somebody else's perfectly. That is the exact quote. It is better for you to pursue your own dharma and fail doing it than it is to follow somebody else's to the T, step by step, perfectly. It's better to follow your own destiny and fail in the process than it is to follow somebody else's to the T, perfectly. Let that really marinate in your mind. Let it sink into your psyche. It would be better for you to fail, even die, trying to discover your dharma, than it would be to follow the script of what society has laid out for you. You'll be more satisfied, quote unquote, failing doing that than it would be to be in that state of comfort of what society tells you is your version of success. Because one might kill you physically, but make you feel alive spiritually the entire time, while the other one, you are living physically, but dying spiritually the entire time. Let that really marinate in your mind. Let that sink into your psyche. Let me say it again. When you are living in alignment to your dharma, even though you might go to the extremes of your physical body damn near perishing, damn near dying, you will still feel spiritually alive the entire time. While on the other side, you might be physically fine, all your health is great, you have all these comforts, but you're spiritually decaying by the fucking second. You can see it in people's eyes. People look just drained, depleted, just out of alignment, out of sync with their soul. Because society has told them, here's the script. Do this, this, and that. Achieve survival, sex, and status. You'll be happy. Why do they want you to just stay in that? Because when they keep you as an animal, in your animalistic planes of consciousness, they can control you just like an animal. They can dangle the carrot and make you run and do this, do that, for the survival, for the sex, for the status, because you're addicted to it. And throughout that process of them, manipulating you, they drain your energy, they drain your prana, they drain your overall essence into their system, into the matrix. That causes this constricting of your consciousness to grow even stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. They get a deeper hold onto the collective consciousness of society. That is the real matrix. It's not just financial matrix. It's not just a physical matrix. It's not even just a mental matrix. This is a spiritual matrix. And the end goal is to, again, push you away from ever discovering the ultimate state of where your soul will be fulfilled. Because if you find that, you break the game. You're no longer dependent on these external things. You have found bliss from within. You have found divine nectar from within. That is, again, what nourishes your soul. That is basically, divine nectar is the same idea that I like to analogize with Amrita from the yogic traditions. This is the divine nectar of immortality. And when I say divine nectar of immortality, I'm not talking about you drink this and you live forever. I'm talking about it keeps you youthful. It keeps you young. It keeps you, spiritually aligned. You're not aging in that manner of depletion, chronically, energetically, because you are doing exactly what you're meant to do. You take, again, an animal, put it into a zoo that is meant to go hunt. 5 years of that animal being in the zoo is gonna age like it's been 30 years out in the wild. The animal 30 years out in the wild and that animal in the zoo for 5 years, they look the same. Why? Because their prana is being depleted and they're not finding the true nourishment that keeps their soul vibrant, that keeps their soul radiant, that keeps their spirits alive, pumping. The soul can never die and is never born, but it can be you can be disconnected from it. Your soul can be disconnected from it. You can feel when you're falling away from your spiritual nature. And one of the main mechanisms, if not the main mechanism, to keep you falling and drifting away is to keep you stuck within the cycle of survival, sex, and status. The hamster wheel of hedonism, because you got to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. and putting more energy, more prana, more focus, and that energy and prana and focus that you're putting towards it that is still not satisfying your soul is the same energy, prana, and focus that you need to open up the higher planes of consciousness. And those higher planes of consciousness is where you start to realize, holy shit, I've been living my entire life for this. There's something deeper to that. You start to contemplate. You start to be introspective. You start to access your subtle nature. You're not letting the senses call all the shots. Now you're allowing your soul to finally speak. The higher you climb up on the spine, when I say the spine, I'm talking about your motherfucking spine. The bone that runs down your motherfucking back. Because in each one of these planes of consciousness that we're talking about here, each one of these chakras, they line up with your spine. This is the yogic traditions of Tantra, the chakra system. And it sounds woo-woo, it sounds wah-wah, it sounds like random floating balls of colors on your spine. But no, these are little nerve bundles, planes and plexuses where your consciousness can essentially be felt and recorded and actually be measured. This is the science, this is the spiritual science of consciousness. And wherever your plane of consciousness is rooted in, it will alter how you view reality. Right now, you're rooted in your lower planes, and the way you view reality is all about survival, sex, and status. That's all you detect. You are so out of sorts when it comes to reading the spiritual signs that are always there. But I guarantee you, if I give you some psychedelics, you'll be able to read those signs. Why? Because the substance gets you up into your higher planes. Am I saying that you got to take psychedelics now? Absolutely not. But if for anyone who has, if you smoke weed, your state of consciousness alters. And you can see and read those signs and signals from the spirit easier. However, you don't need to do that. You just need to learn how to actually move your prana, move your life force. Because prana, your energy, your life force, is what is the food for each plane of consciousness. Whatever plane of consciousness is getting the most prana is where you inevitably will be rooted at. Right now, your lower three chakras, the Muladhara, the Svadhisthana, and the Manipura are getting all that prana. And it's causing this misalignment because the other chakras are getting no food, getting no prana. Because all of it's being siphoned towards survival, sex, and status. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That is the cycle. The cycle is to keep your consciousness, keep your prana in these lower planes. I literally just dropped a video not too long ago on this channel titled, Wherever Prana Flows, Consciousness Grows. That's a bar, write it down. Not wherever attention goes, energy flows. Wherever prana flows, your consciousness will grow. That's why they want your prana flowing downwards and outwards, to keep you stuck in the lower planes in the material world, a slave to your senses. But when you actually redirect the flow of your prana and actually allow this prana to stimulate, to feed the higher centers that were dormant, you bring it inwards and upwards. You start to hear the whispers of your soul, the whispers of Dharma, the whispers of your duty, your destiny, because you don't gotta find your duty. You don't gotta find your Dharma. You don't gotta find your destiny. It's already within you. You just forgot it. You're stuck. Basically, take this analogy. You're at a party, you're at a club, you're at a concert, and you forgot the password to your phone. It is so much noise, so much stimulation, and all your energy, all your consciousness being drowned out towards, the lights, the music, people talking, and you cannot think and remember what the password is. What should you do? You remove yourself from the fucking shit show going on, the circus, go to the bathroom, get out of the venue, go outside so you can think. Now all that energy and focus that was being pulled towards, what's up, bro? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Disco. All these fucking fireworks and all that stuff going on. That energy and prana can be directed towards remembering. What the fuck was my password? You know the password. You just got to send the energy and prana to those higher planes to remember it. And the way you do that is by shifting where that prana is being used and abused, and shut off the flow. Shut off the flow, shut off the leaks of your life force. In this analogy, the way you do that is by going out into the other room. But on the spiritual aspects of evolving and ascending your consciousness, this is done through the process of self-mastery. Most specifically, the right-hand path of renunciation, of ascending yoga within the Tantra traditions called Dakshinacharya. This is where, again, all of my teachings are based from. This right-hand path of renunciation. When you hear about the word renunciation, you might be like, oh, you have to give up on life, you got to be a monk, you got to be a mystic to find your dharma. I'm not with it. No, that's not the case. Renunciation is like you in that situation where you remove yourself from the room. Not because you think the room is bad, the concert is bad, this and that is bad. It's because all of that noise is not allowing you to remember what that password is that you forgot. You can come back into the room and enjoy it if you want afterwards, after you found the password. But maybe once you found the password, you're not even interested anymore. That is the right-hand path. It's all about removing the drains, the leakages of your life force energy that is causing your prana to flow downwards and outwards, so you can inevitably have that prana redirected inwards and upwards to activate the higher planes. Because again, when you're in that room, you cannot think. Your higher planes of consciousness are not activated because all that prana, all that focus is being directed outwards. So when you redirect this energy inwards and upwards by removing yourself from that crowd, you can remember, you can hear yourself think. But in this case, we're talking about hear the whispers of your soul, of your dharma. And that password ain't just a password. We're talking about the key codes on how you can live a life that is aligned to your destiny. That is what we're looking for. That's what we're trying to remember. We're trying to remember our dharma. But imagine now, you're in that room, you're in that concert, and there's barricades blocking you from being able to get out of there. And those barricades, in this case, are your karmas. That's what keeps you stuck in those planes of consciousness. How do you get yourself out of that? You gotta break those barricades. You gotta fucking body check it. In this case, we're not body checking anything, but we still gotta break those karmic bonds. We gotta dissolve your karmas so you can take back the energy, take back the prana that is being siphoned away in these planes of consciousness compulsively. You're not even choosing to, in order for you to remember what that password is. Remember what that dharma is. Remember what that duty is. Remember what you were really brought here to do. This is what the right-hand path of self-mastery is all about. It is a return back to realizing who you are and what it is that you're brought here to do. Because you have a blueprint, a fucking blueprint of how you can live a life that is designed for your life, for your essence, for your nature. There is no such thing as a perfect life, but there is a dharmic one. Literally, I dropped a video not too long ago on this channel again about that topic, literally titled that, A Perfect Life Does Not Exist, but a dharmic one does. And you know what that is. The blueprint is what awaits you at the top of the mountain of self-mastery. The left-hand path, the descent, is you taking that blueprint back into the material world, back into the body, back into the brain, and now commanding the brain and body to build your perfect dharmic life. But you gotta know the blueprint before you build, motherfucker. And the reason why you don't know the blueprint is, again, because there's barricades from you allowing yourself to access those planes of consciousness. So what we are trying to do with this path of renunciation is to reclaim back the power and break those karmic bonds, overcome compulsions, whether it's sexual compulsions, whether it's financial compulsions, whether it's whatever type of compulsion that is in your way. There are practices for you to break free from those karmas, but then there are practices on how you can ascend that prana to the next plane. There is one phase of reclaiming back your energy through renunciation, and there's another process of actually using that new prana that was being siphoned away to redirect it to open up the higher planes. And you start to climb up each ladder, or each rung on the ladder, aka of your spine. And each rung that you climb up on, the whispers of your soul get louder, get louder, get louder, get louder, till it fucking screams at you. This is what you're about here to do. This is your dharma. Don't you remember? And you got, God damn it, that motherfucker, the philosopher, was right. this is what I've been looking for. That's what awaits you at the top of the mountain of self-mastery. And this is what we talk about over here on this channel, aka the Philosopher Files, the second channel where I here in the field, in the flesh, dropping all that game so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? Where I'm just speaking off the dome, no cuts, no edits. This is what we talk about over on my main channel, The Philosopher. Matter of fact, if you don't know about the main channel yet, you are missing out, my guy. Because like I just said, this channel, The Philosopher Files, is my second channel. Some of y'all don't even know that. Some of y'all, this is probably your first video ever watching me. We got a full main channel that's still talking about these same types of topics, chopping it up about these different types of concepts, but from a whole different angle. Still uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery, but from a different side of the coin. Because all of our content here on the second channel, aka the Philosopher Files, is, like I said, out here in the field, in the flesh, where I'm dropping you all that game so you guys can make these games. No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. Like we basically gonna have a FaceTime call, one-on-one, a podcast, mano y mano. This is what we cook up over here on this channel. All of our content is like this, raw, authentic, unfiltered, and uncut. So if you enjoy that, again, this is what this channel is all about. This is the type of content that we cook up over here. But if you want to see another side of the coin, that's what the main channel can provide you. Again, we still uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen probably. But now we got the nice clean-cut edits. We got the scripted content. We got the nice music. It's a damn cinematic experience every time you tap in with a main channel video. You better be ready to watch a motherfucking movie when you tap into the main channel, aka the Philosopher. So maybe you like this channel more than the main channel. Maybe you like the main channel more than this channel. Maybe you just like both of them and want the best of both worlds, but you ain't gonna know until you know. So definitely tap in with the main channel by clicking the link posted in the description box down below. You'll find a link to my main channel right there. Subscribe, get up on some games so you're out here looking like a lame. You dig what I'm saying? Description box down below. But also, underneath the link to my main channel in the description box, you'll find a link to my Instagram. So if you ever want to chop it up at these different types of concepts, you know, talk about these different types of topics, shoot your boy a shot. Do not be shy. Slide in the DMs. Not like that, though. Not like that. Not like that. I don't roll like that. That ain't part of my dharma. But, hey, connect with me on there, man. Shoot your boy a shot. Do not be shy. We'll talk about it in the DMs. And you can follow me over there and get up on some game that all the other game that we're posting on that platform as well. Again, description box down below, the main channel, The Philosopher, and my Instagram. But also, like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about on this channel, the main channel, on the private Patreon community. Matter of fact, we got to take a quick pause right here, right now, because I got to give a shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Because look, man, most people have already clicked off this video. Most people got triggered by the way I talk. Most people can't handle the truth. Most people don't realize that they're stuck in the cycle of survival, sex, and status. But you, yes, you motherfucker, you still here. You still here, and it's for a reason. The reason I like to think is that you are something I like to call a spiritual savage. You're somebody who sees beyond the surface, who knows there's something deeper to their existence, who knows that they have a dharma that is dormant and waiting for them to unlock, yet you might not know the exact ways to get about it. You don't know how to make up the mountain of self-mastery. You know it's there, and you're serious about this. You're a real aspirant. You're a real savage. You got the balls. You got what it takes to go against and bend all the rules of reality and how they've put them in place to keep your consciousness stuck in the lower planes. You're willing. You're ready. You're about this life of breaking free from all of it. You're a spiritual savage. You're a real aspirant and a devotee of this path. Well, if you are one of those motherfuckers, if you're a real savage of the spiritual path, I'm gonna need you to do me a quick favor, because I'm guessing that you are. Again, most people didn't make it this far into the video. If you're still here, you're most likely one of them. Please do me a quick favor. Find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in your bathroom. I don't care if it's in the selfie camera of your phone. I don't care if it's in somebody else's car window. Stare into that window, make them uncomfortable, and take a good hard look in that mirror. Come on, man, I can wait all day. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want you to take a good hard look in that mirror. Really analyze that man that stared right into your eyes and stared right into your soul when you look into that mirror. Come on, man. Get a nice click-clack Kodak moment. Let it marinate into your mind. Let it sink into your psyche. Really analyze what that mental picture looks like. Because I need you, yes, you, to realize that you're doing that man that's staring right into your eyes and staring right into your soul when you look into that mirror. A huge motherfucking disfavor, not me, him. If you have not joined up into the private Patreon community yet and you consider yourself a true spiritual savage. If you consider yourself someone who's serious about this path of self-mastery, I'm telling you, man, this is the place to be, because you might enjoy and love all the content that we cook up over here on this channel. You might enjoy and love all the content that we're cooking up over on the main channel. But I'm telling you, man, your mind is going to be blown with the type of content that we cooking up over on the fucking private Patreon community. I'm talking about exclusive videos uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen. You ain't gonna find it on this channel. You ain't gonna find it on the main channel. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna find it anywhere else on the internet, because this is a real deal game, real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane of consciousness. We are truly uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen. A treasure trove of exclusive videos that, again, you ain't gonna find anywhere else. And not only do you get access to all these exclusive videos by joining up as a member of the private Patreon community, but also you get access to all of our full guides, our in-depth occult lectures, our digital libraries, and most importantly, an invitation to the Philosopher's Circle. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Not the Philosopher's Circle. No. I'm talking about the motherfucking Philosopher's Circle, aka our private inner circle community, where you'll be invited to join our private group chat, where you'll be surrounded by like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery, who are walking up side by side with you up the mountain. You know, everybody is walking up the same mountain in this community. We all are walking up the same mountain, but we walk it up in different ways. You might start off here, I might start off there, I might take this route, you might take that route. We're still working up the same spine, working up the same mountain, and working up to the same top, the same summit, which is the realm of self-realization, to realize our Dharma through the process of dissolving our karmas. But the way we do it is different. However, the tools, the principles are universal. You might use this tool at this point, I might use that tool at this point, but I'm gonna need that tool. I'm gonna need that practice. I'm gonna need these systems and sciences. And this is what this whole community is all about. Being around people that are gonna hold you accountable, who want to see you elevate, and most importantly, want to see you liberate on the spiritual path through the process of dissolving our karmas and discovering our Dharma using this esoteric science of self-mastery. And look, man, this ain't just a regular group chat. This is also where we host our bi-weekly Mastermind live calls. You heard me right. Bi-weekly Mastermind live calls where you hop on a live call with me, as well as this community of like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery, who, again, are gonna hold you accountable, who want to see you elevate, who want to see you liberate. And overall, you can get personalized guidance. You can talk about these different types of topics with people that are actually operating on the same wavelength as you. Because let's keep it a buck here, man. You talk about this to most people, they're going to think you're schizo. They ain't operating on this wavelength. They ain't operating on this state of consciousness. It's just simple as it gets. That's just how it is. That's just how things roll. And you know the saying already, that you're the sum of the 5 people that you're hanging around most with. So if you're hanging around with 5 people that are stuck in the cycle of survival, sex, and status in the lower animalistic planes, you're gonna be the 6th motherfucker, a 6th slave to your senses. But if you want to be around spiritual savages, you truly want to discover your Dharma, you got to be surrounded with individuals like that. And I'm telling you, man, the Philosopher's Circle is where you'll find them. I can 100% guarantee you that shit. If you a spiritual savage, this is the place to be. But if you need any more information about the Philosopher's Circle and the private Patreon community as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment of this video, not the description box. Go check out the comment section. First comment pinned up by me, click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can join up as a member of the private Patreon community, and also check out the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. Because if you're someone who's truly serious about this path, who is looking to work with me directly one-on-one, mano-a-mano, to help guide you up this mountain of self-mastery, break you free from this cycle of survival, sex, and status, to realize your Dharma, realize your true nature by first reclaiming back your power, I'm telling you, man, this is the coaching program for you. Because what this coaching program is all about is curating a specific personalized approach on how you, only you, make up your mountain of self-mastery using this esoteric science of self-mastery and adjusting it to your needs. Look, I'm not here to tell you what your dharma is. I don't know your dharma. Your dad doesn't, your mom doesn't, nobody knows it but you. But you. Nobody knows the password to your phone but you. But you forgot it. I'm here, and this coaching program is here to help you remember it. We are here to help you discover your dharma by dissolving your karmas. Because your dharma is like the sun. Another great analogy I always bring up. The sun is beaming on me and it feels beautiful. Last week, super cloudy out here in Cali. Couldn't see the sun for shit. I knew the sun was there. It was just covered up by clouds. I'm not freaking out, oh man, what's my purpose? Where's the sun? All that stuff. I know it's there. And I know that your dharma is there. And you know it's there. It's just covered up by clouds. But in this case, not covered up by real clouds, it's covered up by karmic clouds. And there are specific practices within this esoteric science of self-mastery to dissolve those karmas in each specific plane of consciousness to help you get closer and closer and closer and closer to the summit where you can hear the whispers of your soul and it starts to scream at you where you, this is who I truly am. This is what I'm truly about. This is what I was brought here to do. This is how I live a life of fulfillment. This is the blueprint on how I can achieve divine bliss. This is what this coaching program is all about. So again, if you're ready and actually about this life of ascending and evolving your consciousness, I'm telling you, man, this is what we cook up over here. We are all about dissolving our karmas to discover our dharma, detaching and detoxing from the degenerate ties that are keeping you and holding you back from realizing your true nature, realizing your true power, and realizing your true potential. So if you're ready to, again, ascend and evolve, this is the place to be. Shoot your boy an application and we'll see if your criteria meets the qualifications for this coaching program. But if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track towards your dharma, shoot your boy a consultation booking right there for you, again, in the pinned comment this video, and we can talk about it all there. But again, all this stuff is posted in the pinned comment this video. Click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can pick and choose whether joining into the private Patreon community, the Philosopher Circle, applying to the coaching program, booking a consultation call. You can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, man, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, the main channel, especially on the private Patreon community, and especially within my personalized coaching program, is aimed and oriented and revolves around this right-hand path of renunciation, of Dakshinachara, of tantric yoga, on how you can ascend and evolve up your spine to get closer and closer to realizing what the divine has already designed you to do. So you can live in alignment to that dharma, where you're no longer a dependent slave to your senses. You're no longer stuck in the cycle of survival, sex, and status. You can actually live in harmony with what your soul is meant to do. Your soul is meant to call the shots. Your brain is meant to steer the body. Your body is meant to manifest that vision, that inner vision of the soul into the material world. That's how the whole mechanism of the self works. The mind, body, and soul make the self. Right now, you're so disconnected from the self. So what you must do is detach from the pulls that bring you consciousness down to the brain and body, and actually let that release so you can catapult your consciousness back up to the spiritual realms. That is the higher planes, that is the higher chakras, that is the top of the mountain of self-mastery. And this is what we do over here, man. All this stuff that I talk about, man, is revolving from this wisdom. I'm not making this shit up. If you all think that I'm fucking this smart, trust me, I'm not. I did not make up the esoteric science of self-mastery. The sages of the Aryan traditions of the East have laid down the blueprint of how mankind can realign himself back with the divine. All I'm doing, my dharma, my destiny for the time being, is to reignite it, to revive it, make sure that I'm breaking it down like a motherfucking brick for y'all, so the modern day man, the spiritual savage like you, can actually understand what it takes and what they must do if they truly want to master the self. Making it more practical and applicable for the modern day man to apply into his life, to plug into his life. That's my dharma, that's my destiny. I'm not making this shit up, I am just reviving it. I'm reviving the dharma, I'm reigniting it back into the present age. So if y'all think I'm just making this shit up, bro, trust me, that's not the case. That is not the case, and that is not my duty. The ascended sages got the sauce, I'm just bringing it back. I'm putting my own twist on it. I'm remixing this shit, but this is classical knowledge that I owe all to the sages. I'm just the preserver. I'm bringing it back. I'm making sure it's here. So again, None of this shit is new. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 9. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything that I'm talking about has already been said and done. That's a bar right down. Everything that I'm talking about has already been said and done. It's just about how we can actually apply it back into the modern day world. And if you are resonating with this message, if you're still here within this video, there is a reason, because you are ready. Your ears are ready. Your eyes are ready to hear this message. That's the most important thing. I always say this to people that watch this channel, specific, the second channel, The Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you all day games so you guys can make these games. Dig what the fuck I'm saying. No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. You're in the 1 percentile of the population that's not suffering from brain rot. Most people can't watch a video for this long. And on top of that, the density of these types of topics that we discuss here, that's going right over their heads. You are more spiritually and psychologically mature than the masses because you are resonating with this message, and it's clearly the case. Because you would already clicked off by now if that wasn't the case. You would already unsubscribe. You already got triggered. And look, man, I know I'm entertaining and I know I look good, but you did not listen to me yap for an hour straight because you just want to get entertained. I'm not that entertaining and I'm not that good looking. Come on now, man. Don't give me that much credit. You didn't waste an hour of your life just because of that. You are here because you resonate with the message. And maybe the way I spin it, maybe the way I break it down might be the only way for it to finally click within your consciousness. But again, focus on the message. Forget about the messenger. The Dharma is using me and speaking through me to you. To you. To tell you, it's time. You've been siphoning around in this cycle of survival, sex, and status for who knows how many lifetimes. You cannot waste this incarnation on another spin on the cycle of spiritual degeneration. You got to use this incarnation to punch in your one-way ticket to spiritual liberation. You got to walk that right-hand path, motherfucker. I can't do it for you, but I do know for damn sure how you can get it up there. I can give you the guide. I can give you the notes. I can give you the actual blueprint on how to make it up, but you got to make it up. I can't do it for you. So you can listen to me talk on the next video, the next video, the next video. And that's great. And you can get all this knowledge, that's great, but that's just knowledge. That's just understanding. I need you to turn that knowledge into gnosis. I need you to turn that understanding into understanding, from the head to the heart. And the only way you're gonna make that transition is through first-hand experience. You must walk up this mountain yourself. Nobody's gonna hold your fucking hand. Jesus ain't gonna come save you. This is the real spiritual path. You gotta discover your Dharma yourself, and you got to dissolve your karmas yourself. Yes, there's sciences, there's tools, there's techniques to do it, but you got to apply it. So if you're just going to watch the next video after the next video after the next video, yet just sit there thinking, oh man, this is great content, this guy's great. I don't give a damn if my content is great if you're not actually applying it, because I am here to preserve Dharma. My Dharma, what makes me fulfilled, is to make sure that Dharma is coming back into the world. Coming back to the modern day, how modern day men can live in alignment to their nature by actually walking up this mountain of self-mastery to dissolve those karmas that is blocking them from realizing who they truly are and what they are truly brought here to do. I feel the fulfillment, I feel dharmically aligned when I see spiritual savages like yourself who are watching this video live in alignment to their Dharma. I don't care what that Dharma is, whether it's becoming a doctor, a musician, an artist. Nobody knows your Dharma but you, but that brings me fulfillment. I am the upholder of Dharma in this incarnation, and that's what brings me true joy. That's what brings me true happiness, to lead the spiritual savages to up this mountain of self-mastery so they can live in alignment to their Dharma and then cause a domino effect on other people themselves. That is what this path is all about, and that's what brings me fulfillment. So when I see motherfuckers just listen to this video but never actually apply knowledge, it pisses me off, man, because you're like a self-improvement junkie who watches self-improvement video after self-improvement video after self-improvement video, read self-help book after self-help book after self-help book, yet never apply the knowledge, and mentally masturbating. You're one of those, but you basically spiritually masturbating. What's the point of knowing all this if you don't actually apply it? What's the point of understanding if you don't understand? You gotta grab your nuts and walk up this mountain, because god damn it, man, I'm making my way up that bitch, and all the people in the community are making it up there. Don't be that motherfucker that's straggling. We need more spiritual savages walking up this mountain. We need more men living in alignment to their Dharma. We need more men on the path of true divine bliss. That's how you're gonna shift not only your life, but the life of others. Because when you live in alignment to your Dharma, not only do you fulfill yourself, but also You are playing your role. You're playing your key within this cosmic symphony that we call life. Take all the birds out of the sky, the natural rhythm of life falls apart. You make the birds unhappy and unfulfilled, but also nature goes out of balance. Take you out of your dharma, not only do you feel unfulfilled, but you're not playing your note, you're not playing your key within the cosmic melody. You're making a whole song go off beat, motherfucker. Come on. This ain't just about you. It's about the dharmic rhythms of the cosmos as well. Survival, sex, and status will never truly satisfy your soul. Your dharma will. And the only way you'll find your dharma is by overcoming the compulsions to survival, sex, and status through the path of self-mastery. So if you truly want to be fulfilled, enough wasting your time within a cycle that never stops. Stop chasing that carrot that's dangling right over your face that you'll never get. Stop trying to grab water. It's not going to work. Stop trying to grab air. That shit's not going to happen. Bring that prana inwards and upwards. Open up the higher planes. And trust me, your dharma will be speaking its name. That's a bar. Write it down, man. We got to end it off right there. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that games. You guys can make these games and I'm out here. Peace.